Hey there. In this video, I will give a quick overview of Notion's calendar view, which is one of its 6 view options for databases. So this is a basic overview right here of the calendar. I'll just open one of these, just click on one of these squares in the calendar and it opens, like with all Notion databases, the card or page for that information. And you can see there's a whole bunch of information in here on the card. Now, there are only a few options with the calendar database. It's pretty standard in terms of just your well-known calendar view. But if you go to the 3 dots at the top right-hand corner of the database, click on layout, and we have calendar chosen here, of course, you'll see there's 3 options. So you can show the calendar by any date field that you have in the database. So it has to be a date format for it to show here and for it to be a selection. So right now we have session date in this particular example chosen. So that's what we're seeing. There's another, as you can see, date field in this database that we can choose instead. So it's called timeline. So I'll just click on that and you'll see that the view changed a little bit on the calendar here. So it's a range of dates for each of these example clients. And it shows that full range because we entered, if I just click on client E here, you'll see we entered a range of dates. So it's going to show that whole range on the calendar. Previously, we had the session date, which was just one day. So you can choose any date field within the database. And then you can also choose to show it by month or by week. So obviously the week will just have the 7 days. And the other option is just the center peak or side peak for the cards. So that's pretty standard. Let me just change this back to month. There we go. And let me open the card. So now you'll see it's opening on the side, whereas before we had it as center peak. So the card was opening in the center. I'll just demonstrate that one more time. So center peak. So now if I click it, it just opens in the center of the screen. So that's the difference there. So just a few notes about all Notion databases. You can filter and sort things. This is for all database views. So the sort is basically you can just have things alphabetized, sorted ascending or descending based on any of the field inputs within the database. So you have that option, and then filtering is just telling it what you want, what data you want included or omitted. So if I click on filter, we have here a checkbox for when something's complete. So I can say only show me the pages or fields with the box is checked, or if the box is unchecked. And then again, same for any other field. You have lots of options for what data exactly you want to display here. You can filter data in and out. You also have a source database. You can have a source database, which is the original database created and is also known as an inline database. And database views are your second option, which are copies of those source or original databases. And we can create copies of the source databases so that we can adjust and customize the formats however we want them to look. So you can have multiple views and different formats to display the same data in multiple different places within your Notion workspace, but all coming from the same source or original database. So all the data is the same, but you can format and change the view. So in other words, changing the view or format of these database views won't change the source, how the source database looks. So if I made a copy of this calendar somewhere else, I can format it, change it, and it won't affect this view here in my source database. And then I'll just quickly show an example from one of my templates that I've created, just to show you how to tell the difference between those source databases or inline databases and a view of a database. So I'll just go down. I took the calendar from here. So one way you can do it is show the database title. So right now I have that hidden here. So if you click on these 3 dots in the top right-hand corner again, click on the layout, and then you just toggle on this show database title. So the title will show here, and you can tell that it's a view. This is not the source or original database because there's a little arrow here. Whenever it's a view, there's a little arrow. And same thing if I just open the left-hand menu here. if you look at all like your pages here, these little ones with the arrows under my CRM tracker, these are all pages nested within the CRM tracker. Again, all the ones with the arrows, those are views or copies of the source databases. These ones that don't have any arrow, they are original. They could be pages, they could be databases, but it means they're original. They're not copies or views. And oh yeah, the last thing was again at these three little dots here. If you, I'm going to hide the database title. Yeah, if you open here, when you first click on the three dots, this is the menu that pops up. If you see source above the layout, that means this is a view. This is not the source or original database, that this is coming from another source and this is what it is. So that's how you can tell the difference between an original or source database and a copy or view. So I hope that was a helpful overview of calendar databases.